Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Coming to you from our studio in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Ubon Osoro. Our top stories. Senate to begin public hearing with critical stakeholders, 71 agencies on Monday, the 24th of February 2025. Speaker of the House of Representatives mourned the death of elder statesman Edwin Clark. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Lands, Housing and Urban Development calls for innovative strategies to address Nigeria's housing deficit. FCT Ministers commissions new Camel Market in AFCT. From the foreign scene, police raise concern over 30-bed housing development in South Bank, UK. We'll begin with the Senate. The Senate, through its Committee on Finance, will on Monday and Tuesday next week carry out a public hearing on tax reform bills forwarded to both chambers on October the 3rd, 2024 by President Bola Tinubu. The tax reform bills, which are the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill 2024, the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill 2024, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill 2024, were passed for a second reading in the Senate on the 28th of November 2024 and forwarded to the Committee on Finance for more legislative input through the public hearing. Briefing journalists on Wednesday after a closed-door meeting held with members of the committee ahead of the public hearing, the chairman, Senator Mohammed Sani Musa, stated that the public hearing is coming after wide consultations made with relevant stakeholders. According to Sani, for thorough consideration of the bill aiming at changing the dynamics of the nation's economy, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fabemi, and the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, Statistician General of the Federation and Chief Executive, National Bureau of Statistics, Prince Adeyemi Adeniran, and the Minister of Petroleum and counterparts in the Ministry of Trade and Investment, etc., are expected at the public hearing.
Need for public hearing. You should know that there has been engagement. And Mr. President directed, His Excellency the President directed that the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, the Chairman Federal Inland Revenue Services, the Chairman of the Presidential Tax Reform Committee should engage with the National Assembly and all other stakeholders to make sure that all the gray areas are being addressed. And I can tell you that we have done the needful. We have had a lot of engagement, even with the ulamas, with some pressure groups, with some professional bodies. We have had some engagements. So I believe that whatever we are going to do, believe in this National Assembly. We are going to come out with documents that, by the grace of God, Nigerians will accept.
Earlier, before the closed-door session, the committee met with the top management of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Murphy, led by its Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Armstrong Sanka, who was directed to provide the committee with the National Asset Register for the country. In another development, the Nigeria Senate has summoned National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu and heads of all security agencies, including the NIA, DSS, and the DIA, to address allegations of US aid sponsoring Boko Haram. The Chief of Defense Staff and the Chiefs of the Army, Air, and Naval Staff also have been summoned. The summons follow allegations made by US Republican Congressman Scott Perry. Senator Ali Ndume raised the point of order during a Senate session on Wednesday, emphasizing the urgent national importance of the matter and the need for collaboration between security agencies to uncover the truth.
And observes that the monumental devastation caused by Boko Haram in this country should be a matter of concern, as it has dented the image of this country among the Committee of Nations for allegations to begin to emerge at this point in time that some international organizations are behind this unwholesome act. There is the urgent need for steps to be taken by the federal government to unravel the mystery behind this whole episode.
Senator Abdul Ningi, a co-sponsor of the motion, voiced concerns regarding the potential misuse of foreign aid in conflict zones.
It is very, very serious, and it has gone viral globally, and therefore we need to do these things with some facts provided by these various security agencies at a closed-door session. Mr. President, with all due respect, this is my stand on this matter. It is almost impossible to do justice to this particular matter on a debate, in a plenary like this.
In his remark, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, questioned the continued presence of U.S. aid in Nigeria if the organization is found to be complicit.
It's almost like one political party taking over from another political party, and allegations flying left, right, center. It's only through thorough investigation that the truth can be established. Even America has not taken the allegation hook, line, and sinker. They are investigating. So Nigeria must also investigate to be sure, because we won't just keep quiet. It is true that U.S. aid have been funding Boko Haram in Nigeria. We have no business allowing them to have offices in Nigeria. So before we can take decisive steps and also ask for recompense, automatically we must go deeper into the issue. So it's important that we get briefed by our intelligence community. The Senate should immediately invite the National Security Advisor, the Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, the Director General of the DSS, the Director General of the DIA, to brief the Senate in a closed session on the veracity or otherwise of these very serious allegations. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has mourned the passing of the late leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, Edwin Clark. The Speaker described the late Edwin Clark as an elder statesman who fought for the interest of the oil-rich Niger Delta region. He noted that even after retirement from public service and politics, the non-Nigerian continued to rally the Niger Delta through PANDEF and formed alliances with other regional and zonal bodies for the common good of the people, while lamenting also that the late Edwin Clark died shortly after his counterparts from the Yoruba socio-cultural political group, Afenifere, Chief Ayo Adebanjo. The Speaker lamented the great losses they both were to Nigeria. In his reaction, Honorable Pondi said the jaw leader will be greatly missed by all, especially in his fatherly role holding the Niger Delta region together.
Chief Edwin Clark was a notable nationalist of immense significance to the Ijaw people of the country, a dependable voice for the people of the South-South region, and a key player in national affairs, dating back from the military era of our affable and adorable retired General Yakubu Gowon. Only yesterday morning, the nation was greeted with the news of his passing at the ripe age of 97 years. In matters of human relevance to the advancement of the collective aspiration of a people, one cannot be too old to pass on to join the ancestors. The nation has been thrown into mourning, but in our grief, we rejoice that he lived well to the satisfaction of his people. At the twilight of his life, he founded the Pan-Niger Delta Development Forum, PANDEF, a platform he leveraged so effectively to drum up support of Nigeria for the development of the Niger Delta region.
We're going to miss his advocacy, his very vocal disposition on national issues. He has stood with the Ijaw people. He doesn't economize words when there is need to say them. So when there are issues that are national issues and some of us cannot say, we go to him and he will boldly and gladly say those issues. And I'm particularly happy because when it passed, one of the first people that condoled with, that sent public condolence messages was the president of our country, President Tinubu himself. So it shows clearly that he's one man that cannot be put aside when it comes to national discussions. And again, that man also, Papa Clark also founded the PANDEF that he leveraged on to discuss issues that concern our people.
The National Board for Technology Incubation, NBTI, has welcomed a new Director General and CEO, marking a fresh chapter for the organization. The outgoing DG, Dr. Mrs. Patricia Uchenna-Chukwu, officially handed over to Dr. Kazim Kolowale Raji, who pledged to drive innovation and promote local entrepreneurship.
I've been able to do just a kind of template that will guide the departments, the heads of units, zonal directors and center managers, for them to be able to submit their inputs.
In his opening remark, Dr. Kola expressed gratitude for the opportunity to lead, promising to drive innovation, promote digital inclusion, and improve staff welfare. He highlighted NBTI's 36 incubation centers nationwide designed to nurture entrepreneurs and boost the country's GDP through emerging technologies. Dr. Kola also urged the government to support local technology with favorable laws and encourage entrepreneurs to package their products to meet international standards.
We don't need to go outside to go and import tractor again if we develop our own local entrepreneurs. And that is the reason why I've always been advocating the executive order 003 and 005 on ICT local content has to become an act of parliament. If they become law, then Nigerians will embrace our own local technology. We don't have to go outside to go and rely on foreign technology. And if you are working on your own local technology, you will be rest assured that the capital flight will become a thing of the past, and we can shore up our foreign reserve and the fluctuation of naira and the exchange rate.
He stated that with a focus on digital advancement and entrepreneurship, expectations are high for a new era of technological growth under his leadership.
Presently, what we are doing is electromechanical, and I'm bringing new initiative on emerging technologies. Because when you talk about technology of today, you talk about AI, that's artificial intelligence, you talk about nanotechnology, you talk about blockchain technology. And if you look at what is happening today, we are in a knowledge-based economy where the frontier technology elites of most Nigerian youth can be put into test and help drive the economic base of Nigeria, grow our economy, increase our GDP.
In Osun State, the House of Representatives has called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokun, the Director General of the Department of State Security, and other security heads to immediately restore law, order, peace, and tranquility in the state. The House also resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the crisis that engulfed Osun State over the alleged attempt to take over the administration of the local government councils by chairmen who were removed by court judgment. This followed the adoption of an amended motion of urgent public importance moved by Honorable Bamidele Salam and other members of the House from Osun State at plenary. In the motion, Salam lamented that the preventable violence which happened in Osun has led to the death of 6 persons so far, with scores of others having suffered severe injuries and presently receiving treatment in various hospitals.
The House notes that on Monday, the 17th of February 2025, violence broke out in several parts of Osun State as a result of attempts to take over the administration of local government by officials who were sacked by 2 court judgments in November of 2022. Disturbed that the sacked officials are now breaking the gate of their respective local government secretariats to forcefully take over the local government without recourse to law and due process. The House notes that the Governor of Osun State, His Excellency Senator Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke, as the Chief Security Officer of the state, had addressed a press conference on Sunday, 16th of February, and alerted the nation about an imminent threat to peace and security in the state, while calling on the Inspector General of Police and other heads of security formations to take proactive steps to forestall the violence. Concerned that if the current trend of resort to self-help by political actors is not nipped in the bud, it might encourage citizens to do same in the face of perceived rights and privileges.
We need to do the investigation, conduct the investigation ourselves. So whatever happened, we put it in the legal term, allegation, alleged until it is proven, isn't it? So it is in that context I felt that what Honorable Isiaka is proposing is a good one. It's a good one, that we should have a committee to investigate and report back.
We take a pause here. News story from the build sector are up next. Stay with us.
Credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
You are still watching Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Now to the built sector. The Chairman Senate Committee on Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Aminu Tambuwal, has called for the adoption of innovative strategies to boost affordable housing, private sector involvement, and institutional frameworks. Tambuwal made the call on Wednesday at the Housing Sector Retreat on actualizing the Renewed Hope Agenda for Housing and Urban Development organized by the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development in Lagos to tackle challenges and implement solutions to transform the housing sector and reduce Nigeria's housing deficit. He assured that the Senate and National Assembly will work with the ministry and stakeholders to align the housing initiative with the Renewed Hope Agenda, stressing the need for funding key projects including the National Housing Program and the Renewed Hope City to help the ministry meet its mandate. However, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Daginwa, praised the committee for increasing the ministry's budget by 50 billion naira, boosting jobs and economic growth. Stakeholders and experts are calling for land ownership rights for smallholder women farmers and young farmers to enable them meet their full potential in large-scale food production for the country. The call was made in Abuja on Wednesday at a one-day sensitization program organized by Small Women Farmers of Nigeria, SWOFON, in collaboration with Action Aid Nigeria. The representative of the country director, Action Aid, Nkechi Kani, explained the essence of the meeting and why it has become necessary.
He who owns the land controls everything in the land and can have the capacity to decide the kind of crop that person would farm in that. And so it's tied to issues of control and independence of women. They will be able to own that land and control it and be able to produce farm the kind of crops or any kind of farming they want to do on those land and have their resources.
While citing the various land laws of the country that has made land ownership cumbersome, experts advocate for more women farmers' access to farmlands.
Women play a very critical role in food production and food security in Nigeria. but that their capacity to produce and contribute effectively to agriculture is also being challenged, among other reasons, with the lack of adequate access to land. Women owning land helps to inform the kind of crop they grow. They don't grow vegetables that takes 2-3 months for growth. They can grow crops that takes longer period, cashews and the rest of them. These are crops that takes longer periods to actually grow. They are trees that have got economic value that takes 4 or 5 years to actually grow. If the land is not yours, you can't grow such kind of crops or trees there. So it's important we have women have their own land, and it is important for government to actually provide that kind of land at concessional rates for women.
That when you hear smallholder farmers, it's the most vulnerable groups. They have less than 1/2 to 2 hectares of land, which now makes production to be, sustainable production to be very difficult. But if we are going to address the truth, they are classified as poor farmers. These are the most vulnerable people that live on less than $1 to $5 per day. And so we have to look at it. Otherwise, then we will wake up 20 years from now, they have disappeared.
Even the Constitution of Nigeria does not stop women from acquiring lands in Nigeria. It is rather our cultural system, our traditional system, as in women know they get land, or a woman that is married to a man and has a land, if she divorces man, the land will go. No. The governments push for everybody to have land. So once governments and with private sector players start to advocate for that more, women will now know that everything is on their hands to go ahead.
The Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, has officially inaugurated the new Kamo District Market, which features 2,500 shops across 10-hectare sites, divided into designated areas for various commercial activities. At the commissioning of the new Kamo District Market in Abuja on Wednesday, the minister described the event as a key milestone in enhancing commercial infrastructure and economic growth, highlighting its design as a modern hub for traders, entrepreneurs, and investors. Represented by the Minister of State, FCT, Dr. Miriya Mahmood, commended Ambassador Mourn Samunu-led Abuja's investment company for its significant role in promoting economic growth in the FCT. The minister, however, urged traders and residents to maintain cleanliness, orderliness, and mutual respect at the new Kamo District Market. He also called on the market's leadership to collaborate with authorities to address any emerging challenges.
I stand before you today with feeling fulfillment to witness this important occasion on behalf of the Honorable Minister of FCT, His Excellency Barrister Wike, Mr. Project, to officially and formally commission this important project, that's commissioning of the modern Kamo market in our nation city, Abuja. This project is a clear demonstration of our administration commitment to fostering economic growth, empowering businesses, and creating a conducive environment for trade and commerce in the city of Abuja and in at large. Ladies and gentlemen, markets are the heartbeat of every community. They are not just centers for buying and selling. They represent the strength of our local economy and the resilience of our people. This Kamo market, district market, is designed to serve as a hub for business activities, providing traders with modern facilities and ensuring the residents have access to quality of goods and services. As earlier stated by GMD, this market was developed on 9.9 hectares of land, and it has over 2,500 units of well-organized shops to meet the categories of goods and services. You can see this is a very big and large number and many shops to cater for the people of this area and environment.
From the foreign scene, Cleveland police have expressed concerns regarding a proposed housing development that aims to convert the former Old Station Arms Pub in South Bank, Middlesbrough, UK into a 30 self-contained bed sheets. While the plan submitted to Redcar and Cleveland Council highlights measures such as CCTV, secure entry points, and on-site management to address potential issues, police officer Steve Craxon emphasized the importance of effective management. The proposed developments will utilize an existing access point on True Blue Road, offering 13 car parking space, bicycle storage, and bin facilities. A planning statement described the project as a cost-effective and high-quality solution to the area's shortage of affordable rentals, with assurance that it will not contribute to traffic congestion. Public consultation on the project runs until the end of February, with several HMOs already established nearby to accommodate contractors working at the T-Work industrial site. The council will consider police feedback and public input before making a final decision. That's the much we can take on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. Senate to begin public hearing with critical stakeholders, 71 agencies on Monday, the 24th of February 2025. Speaker of the House of Representatives mourned the death of elder statesman Edwin Clark. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Lands, Housing and Urban Development calls for innovative strategies to address Nigeria's housing deficit. FCT ministers commission new Kamo district markets in the FCT. From the foreign scene, police raised concern over 30-bed housing development in South Bank, UK. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV on all social media platforms. Download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. I am Ubon Usoro. Bye for now.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.